Good morning, people. This is June the 1st. This morning, figured I'd get over here and check these bees before it got too hot. This is a triple deep 8 frame. It's number 106. And we're going to go in them today and find out, because it's been too hot since when I usually get out here. So we're going to check them today. Got some bees over here that are going to work. Just they almost left now. We've got some over here that's going to work. And I guess they're about done too. But let's get back to what we're doing. That's just a few of them that's working right now. There we go, right there. That should work. Okay. This is one of our hives that we're probably going to be looking for honey on, because we're not feeding them. We don't feed the ones that we plan on getting honey from. This one here needs a split. That's 107, 108, 107, 107. The top we brought the smoker with us today because when the hive gets bigger, gets more crowded, they can get a little aggravating. Not aggravating, just protective. Take your feeder ring off. Look in the top, make sure we don't have a queen running around up there. Take this first frame here out, which was put in there 528. 528, not doing very well on that one. But for the time they've been there, I think they're doing pretty good. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong one first. But this is what we're at now. This frame here has honey and nectar. Okay, that side there has nectar and a little honey. This side over here has nectar and a little bit more honey. Okay. This one has some nectar that they will make honey with. Like I say, we're not feeding them. We're giving them pollen. Maybe. We go through here and see how much pollen we have. I give pollen to my new starter nukes and to my nukes that or to my splits that are making queens. This one is one that I redid. I left some of the honey on there, some of the frame on, some of the foundation on there so they could build to it. You can see how good they're doing. They're all over it. With sarcasm there, people. This one has some honey and some nectar. There's a little honey over here to your right on both sides, and it filled up with nectar the rest of it. They got a lot of work to do, but they're hard working little bees. But my starter hives, I make sure they have enough food to do what they're supposed to do. That's just a frame, this is just a frame, this is just a frame. Got some foundation on it, nothing big. We don't want to make this any longer than we have to. I'm going to take this one and slide it over. We're going to take this little frame here that they're working real hard on and stick it right back here. We're going to stick this one there. We're going to stick this one up here. This foundation here, to me, is in the wrong place because it's right above another empty frame, but I see why we got it here now because the next one's fat. And we may even have some brood in this one. Like I say, if you put an empty one above this one, it takes them longer to build it out. Where if you've got a full one up here, they'll bring it on down. But we didn't do that to this one because of this next one. And it has honey. Down here we have pollen. Pollen and nectar and drones. And this side over here we have the same thing. Check, make sure we don't have any eggs in there. But the queen will lay up about 18 inches. Sometimes she'll lay up further than that, but that's an exceptionally good queen, and a queen like that you want to keep. This frame here was put in there on the 14th of last month. 16 days ago. Okay. But they're doing it. They got a lot of work to do in here. But I got high values on my bees. This one has brood and pollen and honey and nectar and eggs and larvae. I don't see the queen. Same thing on this side. Okay, no queen. Like I say, the queen, she'll lay up about 18 inches. And then she'll leave a honey bound around. But this one, 18 inches comes up to about here on this hive, double deep hive. And above that, she doesn't usually lay. People using queen excluders, this is all my opinion now, using queen excluders makes it harder for the bees, unless they have an entrance up there, They need the entrance anyway, for especially in South Carolina in the winter, summertime. This one here, I think it has eggs and larvae too. Yeah, this one is filled up with eggs and larvae. Both sides. Mostly eggs. It's loaded down with eggs. It has some pollen in it. Has some nectar in it. But she's laid up to about here, which is 2 inches down from that. But if I put a queen excluder up here, I mean a honey super up here, which is a small one, and she lays up there, she's just a good queen. She's one that we want to save the genetics. This one here is loaded up. You may even be able to see the queen before I do. This one has eggs and brood and pollen, mostly eggs and brood, and I don't see the queen. But that's a good frame. That's why I use double deeps, especially in my brood chambers. You put a double deep in your brood chamber and you keep an eyeball on it, and you can keep it from swarming normally. Make a couple splits. I got one that'll be right here. She wasn't bothering me, but she was bothering me. This one has brood and larvae. I don't see many eggs in here, but it's got some real young larvae in it. I may even, we're going to put this one here. Which they're working on. We're going to put it here. Because both of those frames are about built out. Or this one about built out. This one they can work on. This one has brood. So what they'll do, kind of fat. Maybe we won't do that. They'll get to this one. This frame here is kind of fat, so we're going to stick it back to where it was at. Stick this one here. Okay, we didn't see the queen. Maybe she's in the bottom, which would be a good place for her. She has room, so I don't worry about her swarming. Stick this one back over here. Center it back up. Get me a top. This is a 10 frame top here, and what we're going to do is just use it for the bottom of this. Y'all probably can't, man. Let's see if I may have even messed that up where y'all can't see it. Sorry about that. Well, that's them. Sorry about that, people. That one has That one has brood and eggs and larvae. We didn't see the queen, so we're going to pick it up and put it over here. Got it stuck pretty good. We'll pick it up and put it right there. Okay, we're going to give these a little bit. Notice they hadn't bothered me much. I mean, they were just, a lot of times if you don't go in your hive very often, they'll get a little upset when you finally do go in. This is another one that doesn't have a whole lot of anything on it, but they're working. Okay, we're going to take it out. We're going to get the workers off of it. There we go. They were fast tuning from here. This one. And blue. Clean up. Blown. Got any eggs? Nope. We have capped brood. We have some pollen, nectar, some honey. Got some fat frame for the honey, which we probably need to cut off, but we're not. Okay. This is them. It's got a little hanging down thing over here where they cut some of my fishing line. That's the other side. It's got the brood and all that stuff on it. Got a little bee jumping around on my arm. But anyway, it's got some fat frame on it right here. And this is what you get a lot of times. You've got an empty frame beside it. And when the time comes, we'll just cut that off, drop it in the bottom, let the bees clean it up, and we might do that now anyway. We'll do that before we leave, maybe. I'm still thinking about it. Show you how we do that. This one's put in there 16 days ago too. And it has brood and larvae. Same thing on both sides. We're not looking for eggs anymore because we know we saw them. We're not even going to really look for the queen that much and worry about her because we saw eggs. We haven't seen any queen cells. So we're going to assume, this isn't always a good thing, but we're going to assume that she's still in here. As you notice, we've seen pollen, but not that much. So we will be giving them some pollen. So they got enough to raise their babies healthy. There's the queen, white queen. See if we got eggs in there. Yep, we got eggs. Queen is hiding again, but we know she's there. We have brood and we have eggs. Well, this hive here will be busting out real quick. If you have a frame of eggs, say she she's laid wall to wall, and they're all capped on one frame. When those bees hatch out, those bees will cover 3 frames. Because a worker bee is about 3 times bigger than a cell. This one here has eggs and brood and pollen and larvae, and that's even on a plastic frame. Been in there a few years from the looks of it. But that's okay, they will build them out. Sorry girls. Knock them off before they fall off again. Okay, but that's on a plastic frame. Like I said, don't have many, but we do have a few in here to check them out, and that's in the middle of the box. But now, if this frame here, let's say it had 5 or 10 queen cells on it. The only thing I could do with that frame is put it in another box and wait for the queens to hatch, because I couldn't cut the queen cells off. So I couldn't make but one split off of it. And that's that's the main reason actually. Well, another reason I don't like paying $1.65 for plastic. This one here has pollen. This side here has pollen. You got a little green bee right here. Got a lot of green on it. And if you see that, your bee's not sick. What it is they just got into something with a lot of green pollen on it. It's all in this one. This one has larvae and eggs in it too. That way. You can't see it, but it's there. This one has pollen and a little nectar and brood. Not brood, drones. And a couple more of them little green bees. Now we could make a couple splits with this one, but they still have plenty of room, so we're not going to mess with them. This one here doesn't look like it has much of anything but bees walking around on it. Nothing in there. Bottom looks fairly clean. Push all these back over. Come on, little girls. Out, 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 out. Put this back in here. This little one they're working on. Center them back up. We're going to give them a little bit of pollen. If they don't need it, they won't eat it. The pollen has all the stuff that they need in it. This is pollen. I buy it in 40-pound buckets or 40-pound boxes, and I put it in a 5-gallon bucket, and it fills up a 5-gallon bucket. But I buy it from Man Lake, called Ultra Bee, and it has all the good stuff that we need in it. Read up on the Ultra V on Van Lake. And that's what it is. But if they don't need it, they won't need it. But some of this other pollen they bring in there is kind of like vitamins and food. It may not have all the vitamins that it needs, where this stuff does. So if they need it, they got it. If they ain't got it, they don't need it. I don't like the idea of babies without food. Even my baby bees. And this one, back up here. It has a white queen. Put a little bit more pollen up here. But we're not going to feed them because we want them to make honey. We feed them sometime. Depends on the hive. If we're not really planning on making a lot of honey, but yet it needs bigger room, we'll put empty frames like this up there. We'll put sugar syrup up there. That'll help them build them frames out bigger. I've had some people say they store honey. Store sugar water, and some people say they don't. Me personally, I think they use the sugar water for a daily feeding of the bees, making bee bread, and building out the foundation and doing their normal daily stuff. Where you might taste honey, it tastes like it's got sugar water in it. Those people didn't wait for it to be capped, because I don't think they capped it. But that's just me and my thinking. I know some people that has honey that's real clear. See, up here we're not going to put any pollen up here. It's real clear, and it tastes like sugar water. Went to the fair one time. Last time I went to the fair, I think, and the guy had some those little straws with the honey in it, and he was handing them out because he was proud of the bees and everything, and that's a good thing. You should be proud of them, even though they make mistakes just like kids. But he had these straws with the honey in it, and he was giving them out to people, and it tasted like sugar water to me. Wasn't honey, wasn't like my honey. My honey is raw honey made right here in Hopkins, or Eastover, which is right down the road. I've got bees there too. All our bees are raised here in South Carolina, within a 40-mile radius of where we're at. So it's all natural. Kind of hard to keep it in stock. But y'all have a great day. If y'all want to find out about my bees, give me a call. Number's in the profile. Text me. Number's in the profile. And y'all just have a wonderful day. I'm going to show you something else too. We were talking about holes on a couple of the other ones. You notice there's a hole there. There's a hole there. There's a hole there. Plus they have an entrance right there that they can take care of. If y'all give us a thumbs up, give them bees a thumbs up, give us a comment, let us know what you think, and we'll talk with you later about it. Y'all have a wonderful day. Like I say, give us a thumbs up, share, give us a comment, let us know what you're thinking, or if you have any questions, just ask me and we'll come up with something. Y'all have a wonderful day.